The Torah talks to us every single week. This week, the Torah is screaming. The Torah tells us in Parshas Bereishis, "Vayishbois bayom hashvi mikol malachtoi asher osa, ki voi Shabbos mikol malachtoi asher bara." The Rabbi Shalom rested on the seventh day after the 6 days of creation. Explains the Orach Chaim HaKadosh that when the Rabbi Shalom created the world, it was only meant to last for 6 days. It wasn't meant to continue. And the question is why? The answer, explains the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, is in the words of the Psukim. The Pasuk says very clearly, Ki sheishes yomim osa Hashem. And if you read that correctly, it is. And you translate it as, for 6 days Hashem created the world. It doesn't say ki ba sheishes yomim, in 6 days. Why? Explains the Orach Chaim HaKadosh that when the Rabbi Shalom originally created the world, it was only meant to last for 6 days. It just couldn't last longer until Shabbos came along. Once Shabbos came along, Shabbos was like the cement. It allowed the world to continue. Maybe that's the understanding of the Gemara in Shabbos Kuf Yates, when the Gemara tells us that when a person stands Friday night and he makes Kiddush, he becomes a shutav l'HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'maaseh Bereishis. He becomes a partner in the Rabbi Shalom's creation of the world. And one can ask why? Why, when I stand up to make Kiddush, I'm a partner in the Rabbi Shalom creation of the world? And the answer is according to the Orach Chaim HaKadosh in this week's Parsha, and that is, when a Yid keeps Shabbos, he's not just keeping Shabbos. He's allowing the creation to continue for another 6 days. He becomes a partner in the world's creation in this week's Parsha, and that's incredible, and that's amazing. There's an amazing Aruch Laneh that explains a scary Gemara, fascinating Gemara in Rosh Hashanah. The Gemara tells us that any year that did not start with the shofar, such as this year, could either be a terrible year or a wonderful year. Why? Explains the Aruch Laneh because we don't have the protection of shofar. Shofar offers a certain protection. Therefore, when there's no shofar in the beginning of the year, we lack that protection. And go through history, you'll see it. In the years that the Beit Mikdash were destroyed were years that Rosh Hashanah fell on Shabbos. 9/11, Rosh Hashanah fell on Shabbos, and many, many more. Says the Aruch Laneh, but if we have covered Shabbos, if we have Shmira Shabbos, if we're careful in Shabbos Kodesh, then we have the protection. The stories that are going around now are unbelievable. One specifically stands out. When the terrorists came in on Shabbos morning, Simchas Torah, and all of us here in Yerushalayim, we heard the sirens, we heard the bombs, we heard the explosions, we saw the rockets above our heads. We were wondering what's going on. They tried to get in to as many neighborhoods as possible. There were 2 that they couldn't manage to go inside, because in every other one they managed to go in by waiting for somebody to come out with a car. 2 of them had a gate closed. They weren't able to get in because they were Shomer Shabbos, and that saved everybody's lives inside. A few people that were in the music festival left right before Shabbos because they kept Shabbos. Shabbos is the greatest shmira that we have. Friends, we're going through a very, very hard time. We're really feeling the pain, and we want to help ourselves and everyone in Klal Yisrael and around the world. What can we do? That's the question. The answer perhaps could be Shmira Shabbos. This Shabbos is coming up. Let us perhaps be Makabel Shabbos just a few minutes early to show our anticipation, our excitement to welcome the Shabbos Queen. Maybe on Shabbos Kodesh we shouldn't be schmoozing about all sorts of things that make us upset, that make us sad, that have no relevance to Shabbos Kodesh. Let's be Makabel, to be Mechabed the Shabbos more. And when we do that, Be'ezus Hashem Yisbarach, the Rabbi Shalom will have a shmira on every single one of us in Klal Yisrael, in Eretz Yisrael, and around the world. Have a wonderful Shabbos.
To listen to more by Rabbi Avi Wiesenfeld, visit